Hey guys, so I wanted to touch on this cooling off period that you may or may not have heard about, but the BC government has passed legislation on this cooling off period, in other words, a rescission period, whereby when a buyer makes an offer and a seller accepts it, the buyer will have a certain amount of days that they can just walk away for whatever reason. And they say this is for consumer protection, not to try and cool the market, which we're seeing a shift in anyhow. So in new construction properties, you always have a 7-day rescission period. You know, you make the offer, the developer signs off on it, then you got 7 days, walk away if you want, or move forward, put your deposit in, blah, blah, blah. So to do this on a resale property, it's very different. There's very different circumstances. You know, it doesn't protect the seller in any way. And just because it's a seller's market doesn't mean that they shouldn't have protection, right? So, you know, I think how this all came about with how frantic the market was in the past year and a half. And again, this is kind of the government. It's almost like too little too late anyways. But with how frantic it was, sometimes a seller would put their property on the market on a Thursday and take offers on a Sunday night, virtually giving nobody any time to do their due diligence, except maybe a super savvy buyer that's been around the block multiple times and has deep pockets. So there's a lot of frustration in the market when that happens. I don't know why a seller would do that. I mean, every seller should be, you know, if they think they're going to receive multiple offers, they should allow buyers time to do their research and their due diligence on the property so they can make super confident offers. So with this cooling off period, it's almost gonna, I think it could potentially, it's gonna make some buyers lazy. That's for sure. Not every buyer. So everybody will be like, hey, okay, well, we got the cooling off period. Yeah, make the offer and then we'll see. You know, and that's not good in itself. I mean, depending on how much research they've done beforehand and what price they're going in and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't give the seller much feeling of a confident offer, right? So it's going to make it very hard for a seller to decide which buyer to go with. And then they're talking about a penalty if you rescind. Okay, so what's the penalty going to be? And if there's no penalty, are buyers going to be making offers on multiple properties and just walking away from the ones they don't want? And if there is a penalty, and everybody's talking about speculators, then are speculators going to be like, well, you know, depending on the size of the penalty, yeah, we'll just pay the penalty on those because this is the better deal and we're going to make up for it later. You know, like, so anyways, I think it's a bad idea is basically what I'm saying. And, you know, they want to protect the consumers. Well, guys, you're adults. You're committing to hundreds of thousands of dollars in a mortgage. Why rush into anything? There's always going to be another property. I mean, make the best offer that you can. Sometimes you shouldn't even make that offer, depending on the situation, but make the best offer you can and feel confident about it. And if you can't make the offer that you want, don't worry. There's going to be other properties. So, I mean, really, in order to protect buyer and seller, they shouldn't. I've read this before. I've talked to other realtors about this. And a lot of us think that if you're going to do something, then have a period of time when a listing hits the market to when you can look at offers. And we do set offer dates and things like that. But if they want to mandate something or pass legislation on something, that way it levels the playing field a little bit more. And then the seller can more so rest assured that the offers they're getting are made with confidence, right? So, I mean, I think, you know, as a realtor who lists properties and works with buyers, but, you know, it's going to be, and we've always done this anyways, Brittany and I have always done this anyways, is really talk to the buyer's realtor about their offer, how confident they feel. And of course, the buyer's realtor is going to say, yeah, it's the best, blah, 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 blah. But at least have the conversation and try and qualify these offers as well. Anyways, the cooling off period, it's a bad idea. If they do anything, have a bunch of days before offers are even allowed to be made. And then that way it affords people time. And really, I don't think anything really needs to be done. You know, buyers, if you're rushed or if you don't have time, then on to the next. There's always going to be another property. And as far as, you know, again, they say this is not to try and cool the market. But even on that note, really, I mean, I think the frustration lies with so many buyers is they don't know what to offer and they don't know how high it'll go. And sometimes they don't get a second chance. So you're literally going in blind in that sense. All of our clients do their due diligence before they make the offer. Inspections, strata docs if it's strata titled, constantly talking to the mortgage broker. So when they make an offer, it's with confidence, right? But as far as the prices go, which, you know, sometimes the person who buys the property is quite a bit more than the person in second place and third place in that. So, I mean, from that point of view, let's just have an auction type style where everybody knows what everybody's other price is. Eventually, somebody's going to drop off, right? Like, think about an auction. Somebody will just tap out and there's going to be one person left, okay? So let that be it. And that might ease the increase in prices. And then sellers, don't worry. If you're rebuying, most of you are, then you're going to benefit from that on that side as well. Anyways, just my 2 cents, a little bit of a ramble.